This is our standard model of a solar system. A central star provides constant light and heat, holding planets in predictable, stable orbits. Because we live on a world shaped by this relationship, we tend to view the universe as a collection of bright islands, isolated pockets of warmth where planets exist. But move away from the sun's influence, and the environment changes instantly. You enter a region where temperatures hover near absolute zero, and the nearest star is just a distant pinprick. We usually map the galaxy by its stars, but that focus ignores the vast majority of the volume of the Milky Way, the massive unlit spaces stretching between those points of light. In reality, the empty void is a massive territory in its own right, containing a population of worlds we are only just beginning to quantify. Drifting through this pitch-black space are rogue planets, worlds that have no host star, no sunrise, and no anchor. Many of these worlds were born in systems like ours, but they were victims of gravitational chaos. During the early stages of planetary formation, they were gravitationally ejected from their orbits and sent tumbling into the interstellar abyss. Current astrophysical estimates suggest there are billions, perhaps even trillions, of these rogue planets in our galaxy alone. A rogue planet travels in total isolation, hurtling through the vacuum at tens of thousands of miles per hour. Without a star, its surface is locked in a state of eternal night. If these estimates are correct, there are more planets drifting in the dark than there are stars in the sky. Our understanding of the galaxy has to account for a massive population of worlds we cannot see. It is easy to assume a world without a star must be a dead, frozen rock, a planet where all molecular motion has effectively stopped. However, a planet's temperature isn't dictated solely by how much light it receives from the outside. For an Earth-sized world, the most important heat source can come from within. This is a radioactive core. Deep inside, the decay of elements like uranium generates constant thermal energy. This creates a reservoir of churning magma that radiates outward, warming the planet from the inside out, regardless of the freezing space outside. This proves that a planet can be geologically active without a sun. Heat can be a self-generated byproduct of a planet's own internal chemistry. But the real challenge is keeping that heat. In the freezing vacuum of space, any energy reaching the surface would normally dissipate into the void almost instantly. For a rogue planet to stay warm, it needs a thick primordial atmosphere. A dense layer of gas can act as a barrier, slowing the escape of thermal radiation. Without solar heat, the outer layers of water rapidly freeze into a solid, miles-thick sheet of ice that completely encompasses the entire world. This ice shell serves as a powerful insulator. It creates a physical boundary that traps the geothermal energy between the warm mantle and the frozen exterior. The core provides the heat, and the ice holds it in. Together, they allow a rogue planet to maintain a stable internal temperature for billions of years while drifting through the void. Because the internal heat is trapped so effectively, the temperature at the base of that ice shell rises. Eventually, the ice begins to melt from the bottom up. This results in a liquid ocean, hundreds of miles deep, sandwiched between a radioactive core and a ceiling of ice. This environment is similar to the hydrothermal vents at the bottom of Earth's oceans, where life thrives on chemical energy rather than sunlight. These subterranean oceans contain the three key ingredients for life as we know it: liquid water, a constant energy source, and a stable chemical environment. Under these conditions, a rogue planet becomes a long-term incubator, a world that can sustain a massive, liquid environment in the middle of a vacuum for eons. Imagine the perspective of life evolving in these waters. It would be an existence defined entirely by the dark. Without photosynthesis, an entire food web would rely on the minerals and heat rising from the planet's core. Every creature would be adapted to a world where light simply does not exist. Because they are sealed beneath miles of ice, these organisms would never experience weather, seasons, or the sight of another celestial body. These life forms could exist for billions of years, entirely unaware that stars, galaxies, or even a universe outside their ice shell is even there. When we look at the dark gaps in the night sky, we aren't looking at empty voids. we are looking at a vast, dark frontier that could be filled with more habitats than we ever imagined.